We're going to be talking a little bit about directors. We've noticed a lot online these days. The directors of large movies are often very vocal.
Yes.
You know,
one specific.
They're all we just got James Cameron up there. They're very.
That's not James Cameron.
No, we got a bunch of them. James Cameron was just the first one that came to mind.
Not James Cameron.
Would you hush? Let Wyatt finish.
So they've been very active on social media, in interviews, whereas, a couple years ago...
That might be James Cameron.
I would say even 10 years ago, we weren't hearing nearly as much from directors.
No.
You got something interesting to say?
No.
All right.
Why is this big? It kind of looks like he's like, I gotta poo, but I'm at a red carpet. I can't.
I had this face this morning, actually.
I'm getting off this face.
Hold on, go back. Go back.
No, this guy's the same.
Hold on, go back. Hold on. Actually, I do have a funny story. This morning, I was taking out...
People have clicked on this clip. They're ready to watch about directors, and we're going to talk about poop.
Hold on. This morning, I was at work, and I was trying to get my morning routine done at work, right? And my coworker calls me. He's not in. So apparently somebody texted him, and he was like, hey, one of the apartments, they need light bulbs because the cleaning people coming and clean the apartments can't see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I got you. As I get the light bulbs and make my way to the apartment, which has no toilet paper, by the way, I feel a strong poo coming on. So I'm replacing apartments like light bulbs rather in the kitchen, and just as fast as I can, like speed walking my way back to the nearest bathroom. And I looked like this the entire time.
Doing the thing with like you move the knees, but like your torso, your butt to chest, like has to kind of glide through the air. Because if it does, if it starts going up and down,
looking like Severus Snape walking through Hogwarts. Yeah, just gliding.
Yeah.
The point of all of this is we've had a lot of interaction from directors, and I want to know, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Okay. My first thought is I want to diagnose it, all right? So I want to figure out, in order for me to decide if this is good or bad, I have to look at the dissection of this process. Where did it start? Where do we see it going, all right?
I think it really started with social media boom. I would say probably 2012.
I mentioned this to you earlier. Now, okay, the directors are, okay, let me get clarification. Okay. Are you talking about directors saying wild stuff? Are you saying directors being in the limelight of a movie release?
Directors directly interacting with people. I'm not talking about behind the scenes movie stuff that you get on a DVD, right? Because everybody's seen those. We've seen those for years. And that was originally like the only way that you kind of got input from the director.
So because of social media, we've been very connected as a people group. You know, we can talk to someone across the pond now. Yeah. And I just feel like directors have been being crazy for a while. We just didn't know it.
Right? That's kind of what I was thinking. The kind of mystique of the director has been peeled away. Yeah. Right? They are often responding to actors and fans on social media. You're getting more like genuinely who they are kind of through these interactions. A lot of stuff about like when Joss Whedon, there was a whole controversy about Joss Whedon. There was the controversy around James Gunn. Stuff like that has, come out on Twitter especially, and you get people's responses. And especially on Twitter, responses are often snarky or angry or, standoffish. And it may not be exactly who they are, but it's more honest.
Yes. I will say this. Back in the day, before the whole social media boom where everyone had
the social media.
Critics of films, like the ones that maybe we might find ourselves like in communication with. They just wrote for magazines. They just wrote in newspaper articles, and all the directors would look at them and, you know, cuss to other people about their stupid opinion, right?
Yeah.
Now, critics are everybody, and they can respond to anyone they want.
Yeah.
Which was never the case before. The bad review from the critic or the positive review just got printed whether they had any input or not. They didn't have a response to that, you know? Because no one was going to print their response.
Or you'd have to like
review.
write a letter to the director's PO box or whatever.
Yeah. Which would never become public information.
And there's not going to be a public reaction, but you can go and type in, "Yo, at James Cameron, what's your problem? What's your deal? What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
You know? Why did you make this stupid decision?" You know, you could do that for anybody.
Here's the thing. Now they're not a huge director, but guess what? We for our reactions on our studio channel, I tagged the Chosen YouTube channel. All right, they left a comment, said, "Thanks for reacting," and they started answering a few other people that left comments on our videos, like specific questions or thoughts that they were sharing. So the Chosen YouTube channel was interacting with people in our videos comments,
which is very cool
because I tagged them. You know what I mean? So yeah, there are big creators and individuals and directors that are interacting with one-on-one people.
So my question to you guys is
it good or bad?
Do you prefer your directors, the ones that make the movies that you enjoy? Do you prefer them to not be vocal about things? Aside from maybe like their movie?
Yeah.
Do you prefer them to not be personal?
I feel like my answer is twofold. One, I like to know about the person who's making something, so no, I would.
Yeah.
The second thing, though, I want, if they are going to respond, I would like it to be genuine and not to get people talking or to be this almost like the studio talking through them.
Yeah.
Being that, like, we have to be very politically correct and all this other stuff. Just talk.
Well, for example, there was a guy who tweeted, he said James Gunn doesn't like Henry Cavill, right? Hates Henry Cavill.
Crazy thing to say.
Not a crazy thing to say if he has heard this from people who...
If he has resources.
If he has resources.
Or sources.
So somebody in the comments tagged James Gunn and said, "Can you confirm or deny this?" James Gunn responded saying, "It's false. I do not hate Henry Cavill." So the original...
He's just too handsome.
The person who originally said the tweet said, "I've got sources. I got like 40 people telling me that you hate Henry Cavill." And James Gunn is like, "Yeah, well, I got like 40 people telling me that you live in your mom's basement." Right?
Yeah. So this high-end director was clapping back to a normie.
Right. And, you know, this is writing, so we don't know if he was just having fun or if he was being... like
defensive?
Really defensive, because maybe he does dislike Henry Cavill,
and he doesn't want people to know that.
And this dude is pushing the right buttons.
Well,
right?
I mean, as a guy, most people don't like Henry Cavill. He's just too handsome.
Yeah, he's too wide.
I liked him better when we all thought he was gay.
He's too wide. Like, he's got those big shoulders and the abs and those thingies.
The cum gutters.
No. The thingies, like, right here on the hips.
The V-taper.
Yeah, whatever that is. Those
it's
muscles. I don't. And so...
I can bleep myself. I edit this.
The V-taper. That's what he's talking about.
And he's just too, like... He's like...
He's too handsome.
Too handsome.
That's what I said. I liked him better when I didn't know we had to compete for
Henry
like on
Cavill.
the same level. I thought he was into dudes.
Girls love Henry Cavill.
That's the problem.
Every time I'm listening to like a podcast or something and Henry Cavill's brought up, girls are like, "Oh my gosh." Like, I watched The Witcher just for Henry
Cavill is the biggest heartthrob.
He is. I think girls like him the most.
The most. Like,
the most.
What actor do girls like equally?
I don't know.
Our parents, Brad Pitt?
Jason Momoa is... But Jason Momoa has this roughness to him.
Yeah.
Why people like him.
Yeah. He's definitely
Henry doesn't have quite
Henry.
that.
Yeah, Henry's
It's
very Statue of David.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet? No, he's more niche-like.
That's a niche attraction.
Henry Cavill is for the masses.
Girls like Timothy Chalamet because it's he's not imposing.
He's scrawny and cute. He's like the
girls like Henry Cavill because he is imposing. Isn't that a weird dichotomy?
But he's also sweet.
He's sweet.
That's they like a guy that they could throw around. They like a guy that could throw them around, right? This isn't about directors. We just got off on Henry Cavill.
Yeah, you should not name the clip about directors. You should name it "Why Henry Cavill."
Why Henry Cavill? Just put Henry Cavill and post that. I'm sure it'll get clicks. So
I'm starting to hear Jordan Peterson in my head going like, "Men should not attempt to not become monsters. They should become monsters and learn how to control it."
That's a pretty good Jordan Peterson. I think I prefer the directors to not be people. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand. What you want is Denis Villeneuve, who's so busy with his epic fantasy or sci-fi that he doesn't have time for all this nonsense.
He doesn't have time for the nonsense. He's busy because he knows he's the best.
Yes.
Right? He's not defensive.
Also, he doesn't fully understand the language. Also.
Right, well, that's that too. But he's more focused on what he loves to create and less on the critiques of the peons, so to speak.
Yes. He knows what he's doing is good, and if no one likes it, he liked it.
Yeah.
And he's confident in that.
But, so you should have a little bit of that, but I don't stand with the people that are, I'm an artist.
Right.
My stuff is so pure, because no, it's not.
Well, here's the thing.
And sorry, you want to go ahead?
I want to go ahead.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Denis Villeneuve's not that person.
Yeah.
James Cameron is that person. He's also very vocal about all his opinions and interacting and stuff. And responding to
We've
people.
seen that from... I feel like...
you got some rose-colored glasses on.
No, I
for
feel
this
like
guy.
Denis Villeneuve and, Chris Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, right?
No, Quentin's not in that
Hold
group.
on.
No, Quentin
I'm talking on the level of the stuff that they create. They're creating really nice stuff. Really enjoyable stuff.
Yes.
But we hear like so often from these artist directors, they're so vocal about stuff other than their own. Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, they're always, Marvel's not real cinema. At this point, it's not. But also the people define what they love. Yeah. You created something that they like and they enjoyed it. And so it becomes art.
Yeah, and unfortunately for like those guys, their fan base, the people that pay them and consume their content, their size is shrinking.
Yeah,
as time goes on.
People who want more
the classic film style,
art style films, those guys are often very vocal about it. James Cameron's like, I don't think that the conversations in Marvel movies are very great. Even though. In movies that he's made, the dialogue's been kind of
Yeah.
You got Quentin up here?
No, I didn't put him up here.
Quentin Tarantino's around.
Quentin or Steven.
So I'm just saying, I like when they are more movie focused, when they are focused on their craft, and are proud of what they do, and less so on what the fans are saying, because that makes me think of the adult baby people that are working at like Disney and a lot of Hollywood. It's just like people who are way more concerned about what critics are saying and what people on Facebook and YouTube are saying.
Yes.
Which you shouldn't be when you're at that level.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I would agree with like 98% of that statement.
Nice.
I think you should be a little bit vocal.
Yeah.
But not for an apologist for these production companies.
Okay. Or for fans. you shouldn't be letting a fan bring you down to their level, and because what do they say about an idiot? An idiot will bring you down to their level and beat you with experience, right? You'll try to argue with an idiot, and they will turn you into an idiot, and you'll just
they're better at being an idiot.
And they're better at being an idiot.
And they're gonna make an idiot sandwich.
Yeah. So what you do by engaging like James Gunn did on Twitter is you kind of just make yourself look more like a fool instead of more like a mysterious person who's doing things behind the scenes.
Yes.
You can't criticize that as much.
No. I did want to say, bouncing off of this, contrasting that with Jordan Peele. So he has a lot of messaging about in his films. All right, it's social, political,
racial.
Mm-hmm. But he does let his films speak for him.
Yeah.
You will rarely hear him talking about these issues in an interview or online or tweeting about something. Jordan Peele doesn't say anything.
Well, and even what he has said.
Yeah.
I have actually heard him say, I want to make movies starring black people.
Yes.
I want to make movies with black people in the cast. That's that's one of my goals. And that's his prerogative.
Absolutely.
He is allowed to do that. And if he's making good movies, he's making good movies.
And Nope was awesome.
Nope was awesome.
Us was decent. Awesome. Get Out was pretty darn good.
A lot of people like 2 out of 3 of those movies.
And he's also producing other studios and other creators that are doing something similar like him. So he's helping other people in the industry also make more like black focused films, which is fine. Like it's not like they're recasting; they're creating new stories with black protagonists.
Right.
That should be taking place.
Now I don't know everything if you guys know more, if he said other stuff, I don't know. I don't follow him on Twitter or anything. So
the thing is,
who do you think's?
What? Huh?
Who do you prefer to direct if you had a script and you put it in front of one script in front of Jordan Peele and one in the same script in front of Tyler Perry, who do you think would make a better film?
Jordan Peele.
For me, I would probably give it to Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you? Like if you got Jordan Peele and Tyler Perry, you're like, here's this amazing script. I can give it to Jordan Peele and he can make an amazing horror movie. Or I can give it to Tyler Perry.
Well, the thing is, he can also make a comedy.
Or he can make a comedy. Or I could give it to Tyler Perry and just watch what happens.
Yeah.
And it'll be chaos.
No, he could make some serious.
Tyler Perry's made some good dramatic films as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying
But what is he known for?
Yeah.
Right. The wildness. It's like
he's known for freaking Medea.
Yeah. If you give it to one of them, it's like I lean towards Tyler Perry because that's the
more curious.
That's the chaos in my mind.
So you're fun. I didn't mean to derail you. I just had that thought and wanted to throw in there.
Here's one. Christopher Nolan or Denis Villeneuve. Who are you giving your movie script to?
Chris Nolan.
Chris Nolan?
Nolan.
Yep.
Yeah, Nolan.
I'm always giving it to Nolan. Here's the thing. A lot of people think he's getting crazier and crazier with his films, upping the ante on the complexity.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder what freaking Oppenheimer's going to be like. But after Tenet, however, I like it. I love upping the ante. Christopher Nolan has always had a mix of explain what's going on mixed with impossible stuff going on, and he mixes them perfectly to where it can't happen realistically. It can't fully be explained, but you are convinced of it when watching the film.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I don't want it to feel like it could be real. I don't want Interstellar. I don't want people to actually be cloning themselves.
I would also pick him, but I think there is this very fine line with explaining and showing us something, but not making it like an art piece, and you can pull whatever you want out of it. I really like something like, I know he did Inception. I like that movie because, and this has never really been proven, but I have a theory about the wedding ring. That was his real token, and they show us it enough.
It's not your theory.
Well, it's not my theory. It's a theory.
That's the theory that you like.
Yeah. but I'm pretty sure that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing. Never been confirmed. I like that because they show it enough so we can kind of come up with this conclusion.
Chris Nolan as a policy will never confirm.
No, a movie like, now this is throwing it way back, but like 2001: Space Odyssey, where it's just so abstract that you have to be like, what was that about? It was about life, and you have to. The only way you can enjoy it or even come to some conclusion is if you like smoked a whole like joint prior to watching, and then.
So I would give it to Nolan for concept, because Nolan does concept really good.
Yes.
I'd give it to Villeneuve for vibes, for ambiance. His movies seem to have the vibes.
He does have the vibes. He has kind of this mid-century modern vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Villeneuve does.
Yeah.
However, okay. Walk with me here.
I'm walking.
Tip, tip, tip.
This is the best way I can personally categorize Christopher Nolan's vibes that resonates with me. You wake up in the morning. You're starting like the day's moving forward. You look in the mirror. You have a large pimple on your chin.
What?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
You know it has a big whitehead on it. You know that
Stop.
pimple is gonna pop.
I can't do this.
I said go with me. And you said okay.
I said okay. I didn't know this is where you were going. Otherwise, I wouldn't have opened that door.
This is the vibe that Christopher Nolan gives. The pimple will pop, but we are on the precipice of the pop. Okay.
Pop, pop.
And it's like that with everything.
You couldn't have said a cliff. There's a cliff. We're on the precipice.
No, I'm telling you, this really sends home my point.
You're walking.
Okay, keep going, keep going.
There's a
That's it.
volcano. The
That's the
volcano's
vibe.
about to erupt. It's about the build up.
No, because everyone
we're on the
resonates with a
precipice.
pop
Okay,
and a pimple.
I lost the analogy in the story. I was focusing on the pimple. Give me the analogy again.
I said Denis Villeneuve has a specific side of vibe, okay? His is mid-century modern.
I got that.
Not ethereal, but kind of an epic ethereal, a mystery, okay?
No.
Christopher Nolan, his action, drama, it doesn't matter. Everything feels like you're squeezing the pimple and it's gonna pop, but it hasn't yet.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
all of his films feel like, okay?
Like, there should be some kind of conclusion.
No, it feels like it's going somewhere that's gonna be big and it's gonna not be very fun. It's gonna come crashing and it's gonna really...
So what I said, concept.
Yeah.
Concept. So
I like why it's better. I lost yours in the story.
It's concept versus vibes.
But so you don't like Chris Nolan's pimple vibes?
Stop saying pimple.
I can make this a thing.
Please stop saying pimple. It's not going to be a thing. I'm not going to let it be.
No, I don't want it either.
You before you pop the pimple.
You are freaking...
I'll slap you if you keep going on this pimple thing. I'm telling you, it's making me sick. Right now, I'm being serious. Telling you it's making me sick.
You got me
it's
sick
actually
like
turning my stomach.
a couple podcasts ago with the shrew.
You guys are so weak.
Okay, it wasn't it was a shrew. What I'm saying, concept.
Yes, I get you.
Vibes.
I get you. You like this. You like the story development of Chris Nolan, but you like the feeling of
both
Denis.
directors have both.
Yeah.
Chris Nolan has big vibes. Denis has big concept, but I think Nolan has more concept, and Denis Villeneuve has more vibes.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you're going with, but you're mixing the two. I feel like that's cheap.
I'm not mixing.
You mixed it. You said
I'm saying
Chris Nolan's concept.
I'm saying they have both.
Mixing.
I'm saying they have both, but I'm saying one prioritizes one over the other.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are we good with directors?
I'm good with directors.
Did we figure out if it was good or bad? You said it was bad. You said it was good.
I said I don't know that I like it.
What am I saying? Was good or bad?
Do you like the
it.
amount of interaction we're receiving?
Oh yeah.
You think it's
moderation?
A good
Let
moderation.
me say that in moderation.
So you're about 50.
Okay.
I don't know where I stand. I want to see it play out.
I don't want an apologist for a studio or for this culture, but I do want to hear from the people.
Yeah.
But that's going to be actors across the board anyway. Actors, directors, doesn't matter.
Unless you're
No
no
one wants to get fired. out of the industry.
True.
If you're vocal about anything and it's contrary, you're going to get fired, okay? It's what happened to, what's his face?
And Gina Carano.
Yes. Lots of people.
Lots of people.